Yo, yo, what's up? Today I've got an awesome video for you guys because I'm charting up Ethereum, one of my all-time favorite crypto coins. And I decided I was going to do this video because we just barely had a huge liquidation candle. And we've got a bunch of fear right now. People are really, really scared. I mean, because we just had a huge move. We just had a 3.5% move down in a matter of like 15-30 minutes. So I kind of wanted to show you guys what I've been charting up on Ethereum the last few months and last few days as well. And basically, over the last couple weeks, I have been looking at a chart that's called the Ethereum Exchange Liquidation Map. Now, if you guys don't know what this is, basically this is a chart that shows where all the liquidity is sitting. Or in other words, it shows where everybody has put their stop loss. And where if price hits this point, these people are going to have to exit their trades because they're at a margin loss. And this applies to everybody trading with leverage. I don't highly recommend trading with leverage. I prefer spot buying, just buying and holding, because your chances of winning are much higher. But I also am doing some swing trading, and I'll explain that here in a minute. But basically, the last few days I've been looking at this chart, and on the left we have the long liquidation, and on the right we have the short liquidation levels. And basically, this long liquidation level was at like $3 or $4 billion. And that was pretty high. And a lot of times what happens is the side that has more liquidation stacked on top of it, price really likes to go that direction. It seems kind of ironic because, in theory, shouldn't price go higher if more people are buying? That's what generally happens. But in the short term, when you have lots of people putting leveraged longs on, price likes to come down and likes to stop those traders out. Same thing goes with people shorting the market, basically betting it's going to go down. Price likes to go up and totally just blast those levels. But anyways, this is at $3 or $4 billion, so I really expected a move to come down to wipe these longs out. And that's exactly what happened about 3 hours ago. I was looking at the 15 chart in a matter of the 15-minute chart in a matter of 15-30 minutes. Price came down over like $150 and wiped out $2 billion in longs. So now I think this kind of clears up, space for us to go higher, because now what we have here is a ton of shorts, $8.4 billion in shorts, and all of those will be liquidated once we hit 4,726. As you can see, it slowly gets higher as we go higher in price. But it's kind of crazy. But anyways, I'm going to go back to the Ethereum chart. Basically, Ethereum, I really like it because I feel like it's pretty predictable. It likes to make the same moves over and over. And I'm going to explain what I'm saying. So ever since these lows in April, we formed obviously we formed a double bottom right here. And just looking at the RSI, generally throughout the last couple years, when we have our RSI come down here below the 30 level, it's usually a great time to buy. Especially when we're kind of forming our bottoms and going up. So basically, if you don't know what the RSI is, it's the relative strength index. It kind of represents if we're overbought or oversold on price. And a lot of times when we're overbought, it means we've been bought up a ton, and it's kind of time to come down a little bit. But anyways, so if we go down to here and we draw this little bottom out, as you can see, we formed our double bottom. And what happened with the RSI? We came super low. So we literally came down to 15. That was a great time to buy. If you were just looking at RSI and nothing else, look how many times we've came this low. Like very very few times. Obviously here wasn't a great spot, but we already had a huge run up. So anybody with, you know, with kind of common sense shouldn't be buying here, especially after we're at, 90 on the fear and greed index. But anyways, so if we go here, we see this double bottom, we see this low level on RSI, and we come over here to June. Look what happened in June. We form a low, and the RSI comes down and breaks this level again. Great time to buy. Look what happened after. Crazy. Then, let's see, June to August, 2 months later, what happened again? Came down, formed a low. Look what happened with the RSI. Freaking 3 times in a row. It's crazy. And not only did price do this, Ethereum, what it loves to do is it loves to break these support levels right here, and it tends to come down and wick out a lot of people that are buying. So like I said before, with people using leverage, what they do is price comes down, forms a bottom, and they wait till it gets right here, right? They wait till it gets to the support level, and what they do is they place a buy. And they say, okay, I'm going to target these highs right here, and my stop loss is going to be right here. So they try to have a 4 or 5 to 1 ratio, something like that. And the problem is, when you have everybody trading support and resistance, it tends to not work, because that's how trading works. It's highly manipulated. I mean, you can't just buy here and support and just win every time. It's impossible. So what happens is we come down, people buy, that's what pushes price up, and there's not enough buying pressure to go up. We come down again, people are buying right here, and what happens is every time people are buying, more and more liquidity is sitting right here. Because what are people doing with their stop losses? They're placing them all right here, just below the lows. And what happens when we have some crazy news event where people start selling off and we hit these stop losses? When you hit all these stop losses, it causes price to go down really fast. And if you want to know why, it's because it forces these traders to sell out of their positions. They're getting margin called. They're trading on leverage, on borrowed funds from these exchanges and wherever. So it forces them to trade out, to sell, which causes price to go down really fast. And when we have price come down so far, the buyers step back in right here, the smart money, institutions and people that know what they're doing, and they push price back up. So, these kind of setups do not happen very often because they're just so pure, so amazing. But, after this huge run up, the same thing happened. Look at this. We have this massive support level. Everybody's buying when it hits here. Buy, 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 buy. I mean, it's literally unlimited times. There's for a month and a half, people were just buying on these levels, and people were also selling here. Look at this. Sell, 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 sell. Kind of. This is a scam wick. Right here, a lot of buyers are trading breakouts. Once it breaks out, they're buying, but it's just not ready to go up, and we sink down and liquidate them. But anyways, so we have this range right here where, for a month and a half, we just go sideways. And what happens? The same exact thing. Everybody puts their stop losses here. So when price comes down and breaks, all these people are forced to sell out, and it causes price to go down really fast. This happened in a matter of 2 days. Everyone just got liquidated. But the strong buyers came in and pushed price back up. This was a great time to buy. And look at the RSI. It's super low on the 4-hour. And, the buys were so strong here, it pushed us all the way up. From $2,000 all the way to $3,900. And then what happened again? We had, this one's a little more messy. I would kind of put it maybe right here. We had kind of a similar situation. Support here, people buy here again, and then buy again. This is kind of weird. I think it'd be more like maybe like that, like a trend line. Yeah, maybe like that, or both. So people are buying here on this support. They're buy, and eventually there's not enough buying pressure, and price just gets flushed down and it just wipes out all those traders. And what happens again? We come down and make this huge wick, and RSI comes down as well, and the buyers step back in. Because I won't go super in depth into this, but a lot of times when we have a level that causes price to push up fast like this, we call that a demand zone, which is right here. And price came into this demand zone really well, actually, because this is where a lot of buyers were sitting. Anyways, if we go to the next setup, it would be right here. Guys, this is crazy when you start seeing this and understanding. It's crazy. Right here again, what do we have? Support. You know, we have that support a little slanted. It's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect. But we got support here. You got buyers coming in, buyers here, and come down, buy, and what happens? We get flushed. Price gets flushed by a couple $100. And all these guys that are, you know, putting their buys here, obviously not everybody, you know, they're targeting up here, and they're putting their stop losses right here, like right below the lows, because this is our quote-unquote invalidation area. And what happens is price comes down and breaks, and it causes those people to get margin called on. And what happens with the RSI? We got pretty low. But if we fast forward to today, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Look at today. It's a classic setup. This is my favorite setup in all of crypto. We have an established support and resistance right here. And a lot of times when we have support, usually from before, there's resistance as well. Support and resistance kind of goes hand in hand. You could watch some YouTube videos on it. But if we look at this, we had resistance, 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 resistance. We broke through. And then here we go, the same scenario. Support, buyers come in, buyers come in, buyers, and then what happens? There's so much liquidity sitting down here from people putting their stop losses here that one little candle that comes through triggers a massive sell-off, and that's exactly what happened. So that's why price came down so fast, in my opinion. Sure, there could have been some news article, but you guys already know that the big boys use news articles to get liquidity. They like when this happens because they get a better price to buy. And when everybody's selling, they're able to have enough liquidity to buy. Because in crypto and anything, if you want to buy, someone has to sell. If you want to sell, someone has to buy. So before I finish this chart, I just wanted to draw up the demand zones from before as well. So I'll go over this in another video, but if we look right here, where is it? Yeah, we have this massive zone right here. This is a huge demand zone. Demand, demand, demand. We came right into demand zone. Broke this support, came into demand, buyers came in, boom. Right here as well, this was more of a support and resistance. But look at this level. Perfect support and resistance. Amazing time to buy. Support, 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 support. Boom, support. I'm sure here as well there was a level. But as you can see, Ethereum 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a row has made the same setup where we're going up, we come down, establish support, support gets broken through, RSI comes down heavily, we make a huge wick to the downside, buyers step in, boom, we come back up. Now it's obviously not a guarantee we're going to come back up from this, but I think it's very likely because we established a support zone, we broke through, most of the leverage has been taken out. As you can see here, there's not very much more leverage to get taken out. It's very low. There's not much more. All the leverage now is on the short side. So when we come up here, all of the people who were selling the market down are going to get flushed out, and it's going to cause price to go up really, really fast because those sellers are forced to buy back, basically. That's kind of how shorting works. I'll go over that another day. But yeah, and to finish it off, I think this is a solid demand zone as well we're coming right into. This is a solid buyer's level because what happened after this is price came up and it broke the structure. That's how you know it's a valid demand zone. When you have price move up really fast, like right here, and it breaks the structure. This was the structure. So I think price is coming right into the demand zone right here. And I truly think that buyers are going to step in and push price back up, especially because we're in a bull run right now. I mean, sure, price could come down a little farther. Maybe we come down to these lows. I don't know. But I actually just entered a long position right here, right at these levels. And I also have one right here, I believe. And it's not like a day trade. It's more of a swing trade. So I have my stops somewhere down here, pretty low. But I truly think in the next few weeks we're going to come up here and break all-time highs easily. So yeah, maybe tomorrow I'll do a chart on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's doing the same thing. It has the same setups. It's pretty wild. But the market rewards the disciplined and the patient, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Hopefully this could teach you guys a little bit about price action and kind of how the crypto markets work a little bit. But yeah, that's all I got for you. Until the next video.